Hello, welcome to week 3 of our Web Tools classroom. We'll be talking about evaluation of web tools this week. So what I recommend is that looking at the tool that you'll be using this week, you'll be evaluating websites using that tool. And I think it's a great tool because it gives you that ability to see what criteria it meets. So how well is it going to be able to be integrated into my classroom? What problems might arise using it, and make sure that I really think through it before I integrate it into my classroom. And we'll be using this tool throughout the semester. Also this week in your discussion, a little bit different this week. I've actually used discussion board, I know, which is unusual, but I just didn't have a video that really fit evaluating web tools this week, so I definitely am just using discussion board, so a little bit of a change. Really going to talk about the ISTE standards and web tool criteria. So I don't have a lot of questions this week. I know that you guys have a lot of work to do based around just creating my web page and some assignments that are due this week, because you'll need to choose a web tool and you'll fill out that technology criteria. And I show you a video of how I went through doing Remind 101, which actually has changed to Remind HQ, so I probably need to go in and redo my video now and update my resources. Remember that web tools are constantly changing. I'm using something called Edpuzzle in my next semester class, which is very similar to the TED Ed that I use with you this semester. And I actually got an email from the creator of that and asked me some questions on some changes that I would like to see made, and he's actually already made changes to it. So again, tools are always changing, and a lot of times they change to meet some of the criteria that you might have downgraded the tool for, so sometimes it's great to go back and revisit. So again, I probably need to go back and visit Remind 101, and I did this video less than a month ago. So just know that tools are always changing. You'll add a page to your website this week, so you'll just do add page and call it week 3. You could call it web tool technology selection. I don't really care as long as I know which week it is that I'm grading. And then also you'll be able to go and search for tools this week. So I want you to search for something that you want to evaluate that you would like to use in your classroom. You are welcome to go to my Lund Tech Integration site and explore. I have lots of tools on there, and I try to change it up and add tools. I'm a little behind right now, but that's something that I will do. And I have an example of my web page for week 3, so you are welcome to look at that. We're also moving to the research project, the annotated bibliography, this week. I want to say I didn't write the assignment for the research project. So I am learning along with you all this semester, and we are definitely going to make changes to the project based on that this is the first time that it's been done in the course. You guys have done research projects along the way through your course, so it's really helped prepare you for this. From what I understand from Gwen, you guys have done mind maps before. You had some research that you'd already looked at. So you guys are really refining this research project, and you're actually going to take it to fruition by the end of the 3 courses that you take with me. So I've read what ones have been turned in, and people have asked me questions, and I think they're great topics. You need to make sure that you're thinking about, do I have a pre and post evaluation that I can do for this to see if my research question actually is researchable? Is there research out there that can support it? Hence what you're doing this week with your annotated bibliography. And my suggestion is that when you turn that in this week, you have a minimum of 5 resources, and I think probably up to 10 would be better to support what it is you're researching. And if your question that you turned in, you realize that there isn't anything out there, sometimes it's just refining what you ask. I worked with somebody this week, and she kind of knew what she was doing, what she wanted to research, but what she was researching wasn't working. So we kind of refined the question, and she's found a lot of resources to support that. So I think it's not necessarily sometimes the topic, maybe the way they're asking the question. So again, research bibliography this week, I'm gonna say for me, a minimum of 5 resources, and I'm thinking up to 10 would be probably better at this point, because then you're really going to know if that question is viable as you're moving through the process here. I don't want you to get behind in the research project. If you have questions, please feel free to email me, or you are welcome to come to office hours. I'll probably do it between 6 and 7 on Wednesday again this week. if you send me an email or send me a message, I am happy to get back with you. There was a little issue last weekend that I wasn't getting some of the messages. I don't know what was wrong, but I think we worked it out. I talked to the engaged people. So if I don't respond to you honestly within 24 hours, and most of the time I try to respond fairly quickly, unless it's during the day, and sometimes I just don't have time based on what is happening at work. Sometimes I try to take my lunch hour and answer questions if I can, or I do it right when I get home from work at night. So know that if you don't hear from me that day, then there's probably something wrong, and you could always go to that very top page where you ask questions. I know it's really public, but you could say, hey, Lisa, you didn't answer my email. Is something going on? And I'll see it right then when I log in. So this week you're going to be looking really, we'll start the 4 C's next week, but this week really understanding how to look at a tool and how it's going to work in my classroom, doing that evaluation piece, working on your week 3, actually doing a discussion board this week, and then the final thing is that you're working on that bibliography for your research project. Again, if you have questions, please feel free to email me. I look forward to seeing what tools you all are interested in looking at, and it might be a tool that I've never heard of, and I'll be excited to learn about it. Good luck. Thanks.